climbers, we're just about to go for a picnic. Why don't you come with us? So here we are on our picnic. We've got our picnic mat and we've got our bat and ball for playing a game afterwards. Oh, Maxwell, I think we've forgotten something. We've forgotten to bring the food. We're learning about a story today about some people who were outside and they didn't have very much food.
Moses and Albert, can you tell us some jokes?
We've got some picnic jokes for you today.
What did one plate say to the other plate?
I don't know. What did one plate say to the other plate?
Lunch is on me.
What does a frog drink at a picnic?
I don't know. What does a frog drink at a picnic?
Coca-Cola!
What's orange and sounds like a parrot?
I don't know. What is orange and sounds like a parrot?
A carrot.
What does a leopard say after a picnic?
I don't know. What does a leopard say after a picnic?
That hit the spot.
As you can tell, we're scraping the bottom of the picnic basket for jokes here, so we need you to send in your funny jokes for us to read out.
Hi climbers, it's Archie here. Just to let you know, you're going to need some paper and some pens today. Can you go and get some paper and pens? Pause the video if you need to. Have you got some paper and pens? Great!
Hey climbers, are you good at quizzes? So for this quiz, when you hear the right answer, I need you to jump up, but if it's the wrong answer, then just crouch down small, and I'm going to give you 3 answers to choose from each time. This quiz is all about the signs or miracles that Jesus did in John's Gospel that point to who he is. Okay, question 1. Jesus went to a wedding and turned the water into wine. Now, what did Jesus ask the servants to fill up with water? Can you jump up for the right answer? Did the servants have to fill up 7 big bowls, 6 stone water jars, or 3 large paddling pools? If you jumped up for 6 stone water jars, you were right. There was enough wonderful wine for everybody. Question 2. Jesus healed someone, and he wasn't even with them at the time. Who was it Jesus healed? Remember to jump up for the right one. Was it the royal officer's daughter, the royal officer's son, or did he heal the royal officer's dog? Which one did you jump up for? If you picked that Jesus healed the officer's son, you were right. He told the man that would happen, and the officer and his family decided to follow Jesus. Okay, question 3. Are you ready to jump up for the right answer? Jesus healed a man at a pool, but what did Jesus then say to him? Did he say, "You're perfect as you are"? Did he say, "You must be so happy now"? Or did he say, "Stop sinning"? If you jumped up for stop sinning, you'd be right. Jesus cared that the man was right with God. Okay, question 4. You might have to guess this one because it's in our story that's coming up today. Now, in the story, there are 2 types of food. Jump up for which you think is the food in our story today. Is it going to be chocolate and crisps, chicken and rice, or bread and fish? If you said bread and fish, well done! Jesus actually describes himself as some bread today. We'll find out why later on. How did you get on with our quiz? Good job, everybody!
Video Diary Entry 1. Hi everyone, I'm Lucas. I'm going to be making a few diary entries today because it's super exciting. I'm off to hear Jesus. He's near Lake Galilee, I've heard. So me and my mum are setting off there as soon as we can.
You are my Lucas, my lovely Lucas.
Mum! Stop singing. I'm trying to do some filming. Sorry, she loves singing. Say hello to my viewers, Mum.
Oh, hello Lucas's friends. I was just going to tell you that I've made some rolls and I've packed us some fish, so that should keep us going for a bit.
Oh, thanks, Mum. I love your homemade rolls. Okay, I'm here by Lake Galilee with, I reckon, well, over 5,000 people. I'll try and include some photos. Some of the crowd are hoping Jesus will heal them. They're here for the miracles. I'm actually really interested in what Jesus is saying too. It's so interesting how he talks about God like he knows him. We've been here hours. Hang on, what's that funny noise? It's a low grumbling noise. Oh no, my mum wants to sing a song about it. She's even brought her guitar.
I hear a rumbling, what can it be? What can it be? 5,000 empty tummies, 5,000 empty tummies. We're so hungry, we're so hungry.
Jesus looking out at all us hungry people. He looks so caring. He knows everyone is hungry, but they don't want to leave him. And he can't just order pizza because, well, it hasn't been invented yet. Oh right, he's telling his friends to ask around the crowd for food. I just remembered about the food we brought with us. Hey, Andrew, over here. I'd like to help. Don't think it would be enough food for everyone, though.
Five, that's how many loaves of bread. 1, 2 little fish, that won't get 5,000 fed.
Yeah, alright, Mum. So Andrew is giving my bread and fish to Jesus. I wonder what Jesus will do. Catch you later with an update on this incredible day.
Today's Bible story is from John chapter 6. After this, Jesus went across Lake Galilee, or Lake Tiberias. Many people followed him because they saw the miracles he did to heal the sick. Jesus went up on a hill and there sat down with his followers. It was almost time for the Jewish Passover feast. Jesus looked up and saw a large crowd coming towards him. He said to Philip, "Where can we buy bread for all these people to eat?" Jesus asked Philip this question to test him. Jesus already knew what he planned to do. Philip answered, "Someone would have to work almost a year to buy enough bread for each person here to have only a little piece." Another follower there was Andrew. He was Simon Peter's brother. Andrew said, "Here is a boy with 5 loaves of barley bread and 2 little fish. But that is not enough for so many people." Jesus said, "Tell the people to sit down." This was a very grassy place. There were about 5,000 men who sat down there. Then Jesus took the loaves of bread. He thanked God for the bread and gave it to the people who were sitting there. He did the same with the fish. He gave them as much as they wanted. They all had enough to eat. When they had finished, Jesus said to his followers, Gather the pieces of fish and bread that were not eaten. Don't waste anything." So they gathered up the pieces that were left. They filled 12 large baskets with the pieces that were left of the 5 barley loaves. The people saw this miracle that Jesus did. They said, "He must truly be the prophet who is coming into the world." Jesus knew that the people planned to come and take him by force and make him their king. So he left and went into the hills alone. Later, Jesus said, "My Father gives you the true bread from heaven. God's bread is the one who comes down from heaven and gives life to the world." The people said, "Sir, give us this bread always." Then Jesus said, "I am the bread that gives life. He who comes to me will never be hungry. He who believes in me will never be thirsty."
Hi there, we've got a challenge for you today. I want to see how many smiley faces you can draw in 1 minute. Each smiley face needs to have a face, 2 eyes and a mouth. How many do you think you can do? Get your piece of paper and your pen. 3, 2, 1, go!
I got 39.
35.
Video Diary Entry 3. Whoa! What happened today was absolutely amazing. Jesus got us all to sit down in groups. He picked up my bread and fish and said thank you to God. He gave some of the fish and bread to each of his friends. The friends went round and gave the bread and fish to everyone in the crowd. And then, get this, everyone ate loads. We were all stuffed. There were even 12 baskets of leftovers. Everyone was amazed at what Jesus had done. Best picnic ever.
Oh, I'm wondering what miracle that Jesus is going to do next.
Mum, I don't think that was Jesus' big point. I caught a bit of what he was saying afterwards. He was telling everyone that his father was sending different bread that would give the whole world life.
Oh, I'd like to try some of that bread. Does it come in wholemeal and white?
Oh, Mum, Jesus meant that he is the bread. He's the one who can fill us up with his forever life. I'm only just beginning to understand, but I do know this. I'm going to carry on listening to Jesus, the bread of life.
Are you ready to think through our story today? So the people in the crowd were hungry for food, weren't they? Jesus worked a miracle. He provided enough bread and fish from that tiny amount for over 5,000 people to have lovely full tummies, and there was even loads left over. Jesus really cared about the people, and Jesus is so powerful. Well, the people liked that miracle, didn't they? They wanted Jesus to do even more cool stuff. But actually, they were missing the big reason that Jesus did this. The amazing amount of bread and fish was a sign that points to something even more precious than food. You see, Jesus knew that everyone is hungry for something. When my tummy rumbles, it also reminds me that in life we all try and fill up on all kinds of different things. It might be the latest games, the latest toys, maybe having the most friends. Those things aren't bad, but they always leave us wanting more, don't they? Jesus said, "I am the bread of life." He didn't come to give bread, he came to be the bread. What does that mean? Jesus is saying that he is the one who can take our emptiness and fill us up forever. When Jesus died on the cross, he gave his body, he gave up everything so that we could have this life. King Jesus invites you and me to taste his bread of life, to know him as the most precious treasure, to be full and satisfied in him forever.
So for our Make It activity today, we're going to make some bread. So for this, you need some flour. You need some yeast, a bit of sugar, a bit of salt, and some warm water. So we're going to start by weighing out our flour. So we're going to weigh out 500 grams of flour. I'm going to use half white flour and half brown flour because we like brown bread. That's enough. Next we need 7 grams of yeast. So that's about 1.5 teaspoons. Then we need 2 teaspoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of salt. So once you've got all your dry ingredients, give them a good mix around to get it all mixed together. Then add 300 millilitres of warm but not too hot water. And I'm going to add just a little dash of oil. And then give it a really good stir. So once you've got it into one big ball, take it out of your bowl and put it down on a flat somewhere that's got some flour on it. And then knead it for about 10 minutes. Now, if you've got other people in your family, it's going to get very tiring to knead it for 10 minutes. So why don't you get someone else involved and do it with you. So once you've kneaded it for 10 minutes, what you need to do now is you need to put it back in the bowl, put a tea towel over the top of it and put it somewhere really warm for half an hour to an hour. So once you've left it to rise for half an hour to an hour, you need to take it out of the bowl and put it back on your surface with flour on it. And then you need to give it another knead for another about 5 minutes like this. So once you've kneaded for about 5 minutes, this is when, if you're making into rolls, you need to split it up. You can make it into a loaf of bread, that's fine. Put it into onto a baking tray. But if you're making rolls, this is when you need to shape out your rolls. So I've split mine in half and I'm going to make mine into 8 rolls. So when you've rolled them out, put them on a baking tray and then put them back in your warm place with a tea towel over for another 45 minutes to an hour. So once they've risen again, go and put them in the oven at 200 degrees for 18 to 20 minutes. Take them out of the oven, leave them to cool down and enjoy eating them.
For our prayer time today, you can either pause the video and stop and do this now, or you might like to do it a bit later on today. Okay, so what we're going to do is take a piece of paper and a pen, and can you write in the middle of the paper, Jesus is the bread of life? Can you do that? Write Jesus is the bread of life. Then around those words you can write or draw some of your very favourite things, some of the good things that God gives us. Because we're remembering that those things are great, but Jesus is even better. Okay, let's hold our pieces of paper and let's pray. Dear Jesus, we thank you that you are the one who gives forever life. Thank you that we are hungry inside, but you are the one who truly satisfies us. Help us to reach out and taste that you are good. Jesus, the bread of life. Amen.
You are the light that chased away the dark, so we can always see. You are the bread that feeds a hungry heart with life for eternity. The great I am, the love that you have shown, forgiving sin and making us your own through Jesus Christ, who died and is alive. We thank you, God, for giving us your life. You are the light that chased away the dark, so we can always see. You are the bread that feeds a hungry heart with life for eternity. The great I am, the love that you have shown, forgiving sin and making us your own through Jesus Christ, who died and is alive. We thank you, God, for giving us your life.
Bye, climbers. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.